the complainer. In the following lessons, we will be taking a look at the different categories of difficult guests that you're likely to encounter during your time behind the bar. These are broad general categories that will help you to know what to expect and will also give you guidelines as to how to deal with these types of guests. While there are no hard and fast rules to follow when it comes to dealing with guests, the following lessons will help you to have an idea of what to do. Let's start off with the complainer by looking at how to spot the complainer and how to handle the complainer. Firstly, let's look at how to spot the complainer. When it comes to spotting complainers in your bar, there are two types that you will come across. The first is the legitimate complainer, the person who is complaining about something that they have a right to complain about. Whether it be that their drink wasn't cold, it took too long to make, or you spilled all over them, they have something valid that they are complaining about because service is not as it should have been. The second type of complainer is what we call the serial complainer. Someone who will complain about something even though service has been perfect. To spot a complainer is usually quite easy because they will often approach you directly and tell you about something that is wrong. However, some guests may complain in a more subtle way. For example, they may complain to the other guests. Serial complainers are very difficult to deal with, but very easy to spot. They are never satisfied and will try and complain about anything and everything. If there is nothing obvious for them to complain about, they will often resort to complaining about small, insignificant things. Now that we can recognize a complainer, let's take a look at how to handle the complainer. When it comes to dealing with a guest that has a legitimate complaint, something that is actually wrong, there are a few things to do to handle the complaint. Firstly, establish exactly what the problem is. Make sure that you listen and understand what the guest is saying. Along with this, also ask questions that will help you understand exactly what the problem is and why the guest is complaining. Once they've finished explaining, repeat the details of the complaint back to the guest to confirm that you understood correctly. Once confirmed, explain to the guest how to plan to address the problem, either by fixing it yourself or handing over to management. While all this is happening, you can use a pen and paper to take down notes while talking to the guest. This has two purposes. Firstly, it allows you to keep a record of the complaint in case you forget. And secondly, it shows the guest that you are genuinely interested in the situation and are serious about addressing it. Now that you fully understand the complaint and the guest is aware that you want to fix it, make sure that you either fix the problem yourself or inform management. This obviously depends on the type of problem that you are facing. Lastly, where necessary and according to your establishment standards, offer a service recovery. This will show your genuine care for the guest and will help them to leave your establishment with a good final impression of their time with you. When it comes to dealing with a serial complainer, you can follow the same process as we've just seen, but also be aware of some differences that you will need to pick up on. While you are listening to the guest, you will know whether their complaint is genuine. No matter whether their complaint is valid or not, you still need to listen to them and write down details where necessary. Also, make sure that you show a genuine interest in their complaint, even if it is completely absurd. If you let them know that you don't really care about their complaint, it will only encourage them to complain more. Your goal with a serial complainer is to be as polite as possible and to listen to them with sincerity. Often they will just be looking to get things for free from you. So be aware of this and call your manager or supervisor if necessary. Well done on finishing this lesson.